Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's game of Dice and Dynamics. I'm your friend, host, and a current DM struggling with a horrible internet connection. Joining here with me today are my non copyright infringing friends who are joining with me on a youth adventure coming to life age movie experience. First of all, we have um, Marcus, who's being played by Mark. We have Jean, who's being played by Jason. That's a Jean spelling.
Oh
We
God.
have we sorry. We have Appletini being played by Muty, and of course, for the Ender, we have Sam being played by Sam.
I see how
Uh,
it is.
the Where last we left off, the party had trekked through a small portion of level 3, the Vault of Reflection. They encountered many setbacks, including a long curtain of water that repulsed the bulk of them away, including taking one of Duvana's lives. They know that they are currently looking for Ijin, along with one of the other gods, and are currently standing outside of Ijin's tomb, getting ready to brace through it after having recovered one of the crystal keys necessary to confront the denizen of this level and go to the next level. We find ourselves, as our heroes have just recovered one of the keys and are standing outside of a trap that relied on the use of mimicking and mirroring movements.
All right, so that's 4. Should we press on to that other door?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I agree. Mm-hmm.
Duvanath will go ahead and head check that hallway then.
All right, peeking around and taking a look towards the front of the. Can you see my cursor?
Yes.
You can see that recent renovations had been done in that space where there seems to be a narrow space filled with concrete or another fast filling material of some kind. Checking around, you can see right here is a giant block of stone that is jutting out of the floor and rises completely up towards the top. It's an almost a 15-foot tall stone. The furnishing of it is smooth compared to the wall, signifying that this most likely is moved in some way. And right here is a 12-foot tall stone with a vulture headed figure on it, though the uh, detailings of it are a little vague without a closer look.
Does the vulture-headed figure resemble the vulture-headed figure that Duvanath looked through to see the dwarf get dissolved in the trap?
They both have the same type of vulture.
Okay. Duvanath will say, so it looks like some sort of like large, maybe pushable, pullable stone blockage, and another one of those vultures, like from when we first came down.
Interesting.
Do we want to check to see if there's a recording or whatever that was in this vulture too before pressing on?
I would say so.
Yes, that's what fair decision. Would you like me to look first this time, Divaneth?
Well, I was about to say not it, but if you're volunteering.
Actually, why
Let's-
not, since I'm right here and Solidago would have to push past at least 3 people. Let me take a
Yes.
look.
Duvaneth will scoot out of the way.
The dissolving was very harrowing.
Okay.
Your boy will go up and take a look.
All right, Koshak, as you approach the vulture-headed figure, you're struck with the feeling of familiarness. The top half, at least, is a top half you've been staring at for a better portion of your life. Knowingly or not, the figure is taking heavy resemblance of Rosnasi, looking less like a vulture headed and more like a man wearing a mask. Of note, as you kind of take it in, what you see is
Also, Mark, could you mute yourself, because I think your mic is picking up everything you're doing.
but the figure painted here is 7 feet tall. Rosnasi would have been happy about that. With a vulture mask, and a circular gold medallion is figured around his neck, and positioned around him in a very ceremonial, very intricate, ritualistic way appears to be carvings of locusts trapped in bubbles. With your experience having seen Omuan carvings and things like that, the imagery of locusts is more of a figurative take. And how close are you looking?
Is there anything to look through? He's basically trying to
There's...
see if there's any peepholes or anything.
All right, how are you looking for those?
He would be studying the entire wall, basically looking for any divots or anything that looks like eye holes, anything that stands out to him in particular.
I'm not asking like what you're looking for. I'm asking literally how is Koashok looking for these things? How close is he to the statue? Is he touching it?
That's what I was saying after the fact, is that he's getting up in that business and analyzing the entire sculpture, basically examining all of it, everything he can.
So are you touching it?
Yes.
Okay. So taking a close look, getting in it and getting your finger oils everywhere, you'll note that the gold medallion around his neck is a embedded into the stone. It isn't carved in. It appears to be a golden disc, and it's engraved with the face of a horned devil of some kind, its mouth agape, imagery that you've become familiar with over the dungeon. And one of the locusts in particular can be pressed on like a button.
He will press the locust.
Right?
Looks at the medallion, and then he looks at the locust, and he squints, and then he presses on the locust.
All right, pressing down on the locust, everyone, not just Koashok, can hear a grinding of rock as the stone block disappears into the floor, and the tomb opens up. And as you do that, the medallion turns suddenly, exposing a hieroglyph of a... Give me one moment. A vulture.
it?
And here I was thinking we were going to have to push that.
I feel as if points to the medallion. I feel like that's important.
Duvaneth will say, well, the third warning did mention that the vulture was the first step. So, I mean, it could either be that image or that recording, whatever you want to call it, that we saw through the original vulture, or it could maybe pertain to the locust or the vulture itself.
Do we know what was the first one he stepped on?
Well, if it is truly Aishin's tomb in there, and she'll poke her head in and look, if the lantern is still on the floor, we should be able to kind of dead reckon or backtrack, because he took 2 steps before tripping the trap and getting dissolved. But the lantern stayed. So if the lantern is still there, we may be able to sort of figure out where it was he stepped.
Taking a glance in, you can see skeletal remains with tattered fabric and a lantern, nauseatingly close to the door.
Duvaneth will scrunch her nose. In the recording, he dissolved all the way. That's weird.
Perhaps it was an illusion that we saw, not necessarily a recording.
Well, either way, he is dead, so
But yeah.
maybe it's what the tomb wanted to happen, but didn't actually happen.
Can you see anything on the floor or the ceiling or the walls that may indicate?
Is there a
was there even
vulture?
a tomb in there?
Is there a vulture on the floor in front of them? Like a little vulture hieroglyph?
Yeah, right on the first step out of the door is the naked head of a vulture.
Well, it seems like the vulture is the first step. He points to the thing.
Duvaneth will just look at it and say, that's a shit clue. We've got to step there anyways.
You hear the intercom fuzz in, and a dead silence punctuated by a raspy bird caw, and then you hear a and it fuzzes out.
Thank you, Mr. Withers.
Opinion is very much appreciated in these.
We always appreciate it.
So what does the rest of the room look like, Cole? What do you see aside from the vulture and the skeleton and the lantern?
Is the everything as far as the room goes is the same as it was from the vulture vision, right?
4 torches illuminate stone sphinxes crouched in the corners of a 16-foot-high room. The torches cast flickering light across hieroglyphs carved into the tiled floor. At the center of the room, a gold-inlaid funeral barge stands atop a 3-foot-tall stone dais. Resting on the deck of a barge is a small golden sarcophagus decorated with horned rabbits. A dark shaft opens in the ceiling directly above the barge, while to the south, a corridor is visible through a set of fangs carved into the wall.
Ooh.
The skeleton of a dwarf sprawls on the floor.
I do have a question.
Yes?
My question is, has this place been swept at all? Like the floor, has it been swept?
Alright. Taking a look down, it's saying swept is generous. It doesn't look like dust gets a chance to settle. It's very clean.
So, my next question will be, does it look like any of the hieroglyphs have any, more specific wear and tear on them? or maybe are a little more indented in the floor than others, or is it all generally equal in wear and tear?
It all seems equal. Whoever had not designed this tomb but had acquired the materials took extra care to get materials that wouldn't degrade from use.
Cool.
Withers is really out here sweeping the floor in here, but leaving the skeleton.
He has to make a statement. He has to
Yeah.
make a statement.
It's an aesthetic choice.
That's true.
All right.
Well, if can you see any of the other hieroglyphs? Maybe there's a sequence, or we just follow the vultures. You don't want to
No,
misstep.
I feel like there is a sequence, but the vulture is only the first step to get to that sequence. He looks around the room. Are there vultures anywhere else?
Yeah, 7 hieroglyphs repeat all around.
Beans. Are they within stepping range of each other, or is it just like generally mixed and spread out?
It is mixed and spread all around. Some of them are side by side, some of them are not. But in fact, since you guys are asking, here is the puzzle floor. Can you guys see it?
It's still loading.
Loading.
Jason's still
S35B puzzle floor.
Yo, check it.
That's really cool. Also, the fact that this has a specific map tells me that I will not be able to bypass this trap, because I was about to be like, all right, how do I like drop in from the ceiling, Mission Impossible style?
Duvanis does multiple backhand springs and just
and it
yeets
takes
herself across.
44 d10 damage.
Jesus Christ. Oh, these sphinxes look so cool. I really like them.
Yeah, they're very good.
Okay, what are you guys doing?
Well, it's clearly not the one he stepped on, right?
The foot? I don't think so.
Because he stepped once and then a second time, and that's when he got oozed.
I guess you could say he got on the wrong foot.
God damn it. God damn it.
So we'll like shimmy past Jet and give Koshak a fist bump.
Koshak does that thing where he thinks Soldog was going in for a high five, and so it's just
hand turkey.
Dad, you gotta appreciate it. So not the foot, probably.
Well, it goes. I do see a sequence where it goes, and Duvanith will point: vulture, snake, vulture, snake. But then there isn't another. Thank you, Evie.
I'm so sorry.
But then there isn't another one in that sequence to get all the way up to the barge. Do you think it might be a story, maybe? Or some sort of narrative telling that we need to consider?
I think maybe there might be a story, or if there's not a story, there might be multiple situations where the glyphs are spread out across this tomb floor, and so we have to find out which goes where, so to speak.
Maybe it's something related to Aijin? Since this is her tomb after all. I mean, she's a Mirage, not a snake or vulture, but I don't know.
Right, but it's the vulture that was guarding the tomb, if that makes sense, or watching over it at least.
True.
How about we come back to this?
Well, I mean, the only other thing that we've seen is that chain trap. Whatever's involved with that, unless you have a solution for that.
The only thing I think could be with the chain trap is we would have to either fight the tomb guardians or sneak past them.
Well, I mean, how much sneaking can you really do in a hallway?
I still have... No, he wouldn't have that prepared. Sorry, my brain literally just shorted. The only thing I can figure is maybe there's places where we haven't looked. There might be another spot where we have to investigate because we can't afford to make guesses here.
Yeah, that's true.
What about, was there something in the double area? There was a room in the back. Did anybody want to go, or did anybody see what was in there?
Which area?
Where you did like the ballet move and drank from the fountain thing.
Oh no, I didn't check the back of that room. Figured the key was it, and that space was just to allow the copy to move back and forth.
Okay, makes sense. I can't think of anywhere else then. Other than that chain trap.
Well, and the door at the bottom, but that might be what we need the 10 keys for. And this is the, the chamber of one of the gods, and I don't think we're gonna find a key in here. Most likely, maybe.
We'll see.
Um,
I'm thinking about out of character. I'm thinking about what we know so far about the floor, and I don't think we know a lot.
No, we don't. And Duvanith is going to go ahead and, on her hand, take Papazotl and sort of flip the amulet into her hand.
You flip Papazotl? You flip him like the pancake? He's dead for Duvanith.
She's had the amulet wrapped around her hand this whole time, and whenever she wants to speak to Papazotl, she just
gives him vertigo.
Yeah,
the lifeguard.
You can hear him kind of start a little bit. He seemed to have been murmuring lists of actions he needs to do under his head. He's planning renovations, and then I'm going to turn the champion. Warrior Duvanith, at your service.
Good talking to you again. We're taking a look at Aijen's tomb. It's been one of those things where I know you all haven't really known much with regards to any of these traps or tombs or anything like that, but I mean, given that part of this dungeon used to be the palace and the quarters of the queen and champion, I was hoping you might know what the hell I'm looking at here.
Can you wave me around a little bit?
She'll do that towards the ring.
I need a closer look. Step forward.
She'll tentatively step out onto the vulture head.
All right, so you have stepped onto the first tile?
Yes.
All right. As your weight settles onto it and the tile clicks down, first of all, what you feel is a wave of relief pass over you from Papazotl, and he quiets into nothing. And Koshak, having not moved from the medallion, you see that it turns and reveals a serpent.
What reveals the serpent?
The medallion.
Ooh. Duanith?
Cole?
Try stepping on the snake next.
But what if I step off of this and that was the trigger for the next one?
Then Withers would be a son of a beach. Try stepping on the serpent.
Hey, Cole, you need to explain. You need to explain to me that this isn't about you and Rosny, and you're just making this up. Explain to me why this is okay.
You stepped on the vulture, and the medallion switched to a serpent. I think it has to do. It's kind of like a partner thing.
I mean, I've been known to have trust issues, Cole.
No.
Goodness. Then why not trust me? You didn't trust me for half the mission, and I haven't steered you wrong yet. Why would I want you to die? At least right now.
At this point,
Doing a very good job, Cole.
She'll take Papazotl up close to her shoulder and be like, "Should I trust him?"
You'll Papazotl, you can hear him chuckling, and he'll kind of quiet himself. You can almost hear him sush himself before he says, "You and Koshak chase the same things and are beloved by the same people. If you can't trust him, then you are going to die here."
Duvanith will just sort of, well, I'm pretty sure that's going to happen anyways. And she'll just go ahead and step on the snake.
All right. As you take a step over, gliding over onto the other tile, and as your weight clicks it downwards, the medallion shifts and reveals another hieroglyph. Give me just 1 second.
Okay. Well, you're looking something up, but is she now within distance of the lantern? Actually, scratch that. She'll get that on the way back. She wouldn't be bothered with it right now. Sorry.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting Foundry to load up for me. So as it shifts, and what you see is a hieroglyph of a door. Well, what Koashok sees, Duvanith doesn't see anything.
Koashok looks at the glyph, then looks at the floor, then looks at the glyph again. Step on the. Well, it looks more like a gateway, but I'm gonna say, step on the door.
I don't see a door. It really more looks like a gateway.
You're right. Step on the gateway, archway thing.
Okay. Duvanith will go ahead and gingerly step across to the door.
All right. As you gingerly step across, and your weight settles, Koshak, you hear a sort of gentle thud as the medallion shifts again and reveals a hieroglyph of a reed. Duvanith, the tile settles down and you are not consumed by a giant oozing box. And Papazotl is not saying anything, but he is giving you encouraging feelings.
Great, love that.
The 3 reeds next. I'm assuming those are reeds, because the other one looks like a fan.
Okay, 3 reeds, and she'll look at the staff and then the urn-looking thing, and then we'll step to where Mark's cursor is at right now over the 3 little palm reeds.
Okay. I'm going to trust you. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, it looks like 3 little shoots of almost like weed tufted grass, almost.
Oh, yep.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
that's the... Okay, so you move your weight over there. The tile settles down, and Papazotl feels a wave of relief. The medallion Koshak shifts, and what you see is a scarab, a hieroglyph of a scarab.
Oh, fuck, oh shit! Not knowing, because he's mostly paying attention to the medallion now, he's like, Duval, if he says the next one should be a scarab.
Okay, there's 2 within stepping distance.
Oh.
They look exactly the same.
Just silence.
Like, he's gotta be fucking with us, right?
So, what? Could somebody remind me what Aijin's whole deal was again?
Would Kovashok remember, or I don't think he would.
It's like thieves or something?
If I had my other notebook, I would be able to tell y'all, but it's lost to time somewhere. I think it might be thieves.
Duvatif grips Papazotl.
Hello, warrior.
Do you think Aijin would want to trick thieves into approaching too fast?
Or...
So I'm looking at these 2 scarabs, and she'll just like push her hand out and like wave it over. And I'm trying to decide if Aijin would honor a thief by going directly to the prize by taking this direction, and we'll point the one that like leads directly to the the funeral boat, or if it's a test and a true thief knows to take their time, so they wouldn't go directly at it, and we take this one, and she points at the one that's sort of directly, like if you're looking at the map laterally, it would be to the left, and then the first one she mentioned would be the one that goes directly to the funeral boat on the diagonal.
There is a punctuating silence as Papazotl thinks. A minute goes by, and then he says, well, it's a funeral barge, so Omuans know better than to interrupt a funeral in the process. However, this tomb wasn't technically designed by an Omuan. Well, it wasn't commissioned by an Omuan, but it was designed by an Omuan. However, Aijin is the patron of impulsivity, of lovers making a rash decision, so perhaps he would want you to approach the prize sooner. However, I know that Mr. Withers does not value honoring what the patron gods think, so perhaps you would want to punish people for trying to think too clearly. However...
Duvatif will just say, okay, I'm not getting any answers from my god. Does anybody have any other ideas?
Kovashok will hold up Moa in his hand and basically just make it so the snake eyes are looking at the medallion with him.
You put your hand on the staff in a way that signifies you're about to talk to her, and all you hear is, "Honey, I have no idea."
Fair enough. Moa doesn't know either.
Sol will touch Wongo and Obalaka, who are still right next to each other, by the way. He did not change that for them.
Oh god.
God. Okay, 1 second.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you should just run. I mean, he just can't catch up to you if you just run. So what I think you need to do is carefully lay out the statistics. No, I just think you should run. Like, fast enough. Like, on the ceiling. From the wall. Please drown out Wongo for just a second. What you need to do is carefully lay out the plans. I mean, it's a 50-50 chance. Yeah, we don't know. I mean, Wongo knows, but don't listen to him, please.
Wongo says to do a wall jump, but Obalaka thinks it's a bad idea. Honestly, I think a wall jump would be really sick, but I don't.
Duvanith, how long?
Oh, go ahead. That was it.
Duvanith, how long does it take for the platform to settle under your feet?
How long, Fish?
What are you asking?
How long does it take for the platform to click into place or settle?
What is the platform?
Or the tiles on the floor. I'm sorry.
2 seconds.
Okay. Oh.
How big are the tiles?
Yeah, that's my next question as
well. A battle square. 5 feet.
Duvanith about to jump!
Van Halen plays. Go ahead, jump. The other option, which I really do not like this option, but I'm just putting it out there into the universe, is that the answer is step on both tiles.
One hop this time. Doop.
Yeah. Split the difference, stomp both tiles. But also I'm worried if I bypass the tile by jumping, because...
Oh, you'll get a punishment?
Yeah, there'll be some sort of alternate punishment.
Oh, it could be one of those... Yeah, it might be one of those situations where you have to go through the entire puzzle.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I mean, why not just flip a coin? Obalaka says 50-50.
I mean, I'm aware it's 50-50, but she'll motion at the skeleton.
I think you could probably move faster than a dwarf could. No offense, that was kind of racist, actually.
But I mean, it's also true.
Duvanith, I would say you have to choose one or to step on both. That's the only thing I can think. I know it's not much help, but it's all I can think of.
Koshak, Moa is going to alert to you that she wants to speak.
Yeah, Koshak puts his hand on Moa.
Tell Duvanith to go with the first idea she had. Try not to overthink this. Aijin has certainly never overthought, much less thought about anything in his life.
Duvanith, what was your first idea?
To beeline it and get the fuck out of this room.
Do it. Jump to the sarcophagus. You can do it. You have a decent jumping speed, don't you?
She'll back up to the edge of the tile that she's on, and what she is going to do is going to take get up on her toes and take a sort of leaping hop, and will tap just the corner of the 45-degree angle taking the 45-degree angle directly to Aijin's tube, and she will make a concerted effort to land with her toe on the corner of the scarab tile closest to the funeral barge, and then will go as fast as possible to the funeral barge.
Okay, make me an acrobatics check.
Oh, lovely. I love that. Disadvantage, right? Because of exhaustion?
Yep, disadvantage.
Hate that. 21.
Yeah.
All right. Jesus Christ.
Go ahead, jump.
All right.
Jump.
Taking your motion in mind, and as exhausted and bereaved as you are, you still manage to. Time blurs and sort of melts away, like standing up after not having any iron in your system for a while, and you find yourself sort of half on the barge and one tippy toe pressing down the tile. And with the littlest amount of effort, it sinks into the floor. And Koshak, it reveals a scepter. You, however, are not fully on the barge. You are sort of stuck between two places.
The one he changed.
She's like about to put a foot down on the barge platform, and then will immediately go into like a standing like pirouette. Like, what's that, Koshak?
Get it? You do ballet.
It's come up a lot, honestly.
It changed to the scepter.
Okay, she'll spin and land fully on the tile, and then we'll step across to the scepter.
All right, give me 1 second.
Here.
Thank you for the follow, Rachel. I appreciate it.
Okay. Which scepter?
Oh shit, there is two.
Where is there two?
There's one.
Is there a chance?
I'm sorry.
Is
Oh,
Top left, top right, and bottom left.
Okay, same problem. Same problem.
What was that, Jet?
there a chance we can put a token on the board for the viewers because they don't know
Yeah,
what
people are
Devon
getting
is,
confused.
like at all?
put Dubonic on there.
I have been trying to join Foundry for 20-ish minutes to do that, but I cannot.
Do you just want me to punch in on Game Master and drop it, or
If
that would reveal the puzzle probably, right?
It would not.
Oh, okay. Give me 2 seconds then.
You are already at the scarab. Wouldn't it be the scepter closest to you?
I accidentally opened my own fucking character sheet.
I might have to take allergy medicine.
I feel that.
I think you should go take allergy medicine.
All right, I'll be right back.
All right, we got a token on the board now, or we should.
Dubonic, look at her, beautiful.
Thanks for the sub there, Bubble.
Thank you for subbing, Rachel. We
Oh,
love
thank
you.
you.
Oh, thank you.
Appreciate you, Rachel.
We love you.
We appreciate you giving us your hard-earned money.
Okay, so this one's a little less clear cut, Cole. I know you're taking.
If you are already on the scarab that's next to the sarcophagus, then you should step on the scepter that's closest to you. That's what would make sense, because otherwise you would have to go the long way around.
I mean, that's the problem, is that they're both equal distance from me and both equal distance from the boat, but one goes back and the other goes forward.
Why would you look back? If this is truly the god with the theme of impulsivity, why would you want to look back?
Hashtag raw randoms.
God.
Well, I suppose that's fair, because and she'll do exactly what Cole's not saying to do and turn around and point at the reeds, and we'll say, I just stepped from there to here, and that was okay. But that one, and she'll point at the one next to the foot, she'll say, that one, that one is looking back, and then we'll turn to the one under the vulture head, and we'll say, but that one is looking forward-ish. She'll step on the one under the vulture head.
All right.
They
Your
dice roll.
weight settles onto the tile, and another hieroglyph is revealed.
Thank
A
God.
foot.
Where's your token, Jason?
This
sorry.
is. I cannot express. I am so delighted Duvanith is the one on the floor and Kovashuk's behind the medallion, because this is like blind leading the blind right now. This is
Very
like
good. It's extremely
Duvanith is
funny.
like almost on the brink of self-reflection, which I think is just hilarious. She's like having cold sweats, like, but I always look
She's about to have a
back.
panic attack.
Well, it's the Dungeon of Reflection after all. All right, Cole. I haven't been consumed by ooze yet.
And I are both indeed immensely happy for that fact.
The hieroglyph is a foot.
A foot?
You said that like it was a question.
Duvani? I am not looking into the room right now. You're the one with eyes on the ground. All I know is that the next one is a foot. I do not know how many feet there are at this point.
Okay, there's only one. All right. She'll step on the foot.
Alright, your weight settles down. The tile settles down, clicks into place, and Koshak, the medallion shifts and reveals an urn.
I have a quick question out of character. Are all the tiles behind her still like sunk into the floor?
They are.
Oh, so
But-
this is one of them. But? No, what was the but?
Nah.
You know what? I changed my mind. Next one is an urn.
I need the boat's right there. And she'll take a step to the side and step on the urn-shaped tile.
Okay, give me 1 sec. Sorry, I left all my dice upstairs.
No, you're fine.
Wait,
my
what?
emotions
No.
are my my emotions are guided now by Link fighting noises.
Okay, that was a joke. I'm not rolling any dice, but
Oh.
I'm glad you panicked.
Because I was thinking about it, I'm like, I'm within 5 feet, and actually, I'm not moving closer to the goal, which is kind of how we've established how this works. But also, like, anyways.
As you settle onto the urn, several things happen in quick succession, almost at
Oh,
once. The sarcophagus slides off, the lid moving on its own and collapsing with a great cloud of dust onto the barge. A stone block sinks somewhere in the rest of the dungeon. You can kind of hear the stone flooring rattle. And the tiling lifts, all of the tiles compress into the floor, and there's a very satisfying, almost congratulatory, like, kind of clink throughout the tomb.
Duvanich is just going to stumble forward and lay on the dais, like, face down. It's like, oh god. I think it's okay to come in.
Koshak is going. Oh, well, actually, if he's still behind the thing, do Soul and Jet want to peek their heads in first?
Soul will take a look. Soul will poke his head in. Jet, would you like to join me up here?
No, we can just go to the thing. I think Duvoneth might be hyperventilating.
Well, you are her best friend? I have.
Probably not.
Oh, wait, Mark, is your mic plugged in?
Yeah.
You sound different.
Yeah, you sound different.
Hold on.
Oh yeah, way different. Wow.
There we go. That's probably...
Oh,
Much
yeah,
better.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it changed itself?
Oh my god, there's Mark! There's Mark!
So in the middle of the... So I changed it because I had to reset it for the camera issue I was having. It automatically set itself to the webcam even though I hit the microphone one? That's probably why everything sounded so shit earlier. That's why I've been muted this whole time.
Oh,
That was fucking weird.
that makes sense.
This is the die night of technical difficulties.
Mhm.
Duvoneth, Papazotl is keeping quiet, and then he'll say, "You should talk to Aijin, only for a little bit, but you should talk to him."
Okay, just give me a second. Give me a second.
Yep. Please take some water, Skin. You're still dehydrated from expulging your stomach contents.
Yeah. You think that water, and she'll pull the cord. That water from that waterfall is good to drink?
Of course, all water from Amu is good water.
Well, I'll have Cole look at it. She'll walk up and look at the funeral barge. Oh
Okay.
wait, you said it. The sarcophagus slipped off, right? Like it turned to the side, like it capsized almost, or.
Yep.
The lid did,
Oh,
but
okay.
the sarcophagus is open. Taking a glance, the sarcophagus is made out of pure gold, and this is something that everybody can see, having now sort of lingered into the tomb. And what you see is a very small pile of fragile bones and a opalescent horn spiraling, and it looks very long and elegant. And that's about it.
She'll grip Papazotl. So it's the horn, right? Not the bones.
Yeah, it's the horn. Please don't touch his bones.
And she'll like exasperatedly and grab the horn.
There is a long, extended silence as you touch the horn.
Oh, great. He's a quiet one. We like that. She'll step back from the funeral barge and survey the floor to see if it's reset.
Hi, are you Duvoneth?
No.
Yes, I am.
I am delighted. Hi. I'm Ijin or Ijin. I don't prefer either one. Big fan of your work. Not that anybody's told me anything about it. Nobody praised to me. Well, Razan did, but now she's dead. Hi.
Well, I'm sure that whatever Razan had to say was not endearing. So hopefully,
No, it wasn't. But you gotta love them anyways. You are not the person I wanted to talk to. This is nice.
who did you want to talk to? I'm trying to get out of here. Can I just walk out?
Yeah, you can just walk out. You can just pass me on to anybody. Just pass me on to anybody. Yeah.
Insight check on whether or not I can just walk out.
You are not going to be able to incite a disembodied voice coming out of a spiral opalescent horn.
Even with a +8, come on. Anyway,
It's
all right. She
a
will.
voice of a primordial being.
Did I stutter? No.
With a +8.
She'll walk over to this tile that she didn't step on, this foot tile, and will just like reach out and like tap it with her foot to make sure it doesn't like drop further. She's pretty sure that the trap is disabled, but she just wants to be sure.
Yeah, it doesn't move.
Okay. Well, then she will just beeline it back to. Oh. Wait a minute. She'll just double check the walls. Is there any other entrances or exits to this particular space aside from the area we came from?
There's not. There's only one entrance, and I dropped tokens so you guys can move about if you're curious.
How kind of
Wee!
Okay.
Kojak actually kind of meets Duvanith halfway and says, "Oh, I thank the gods you're okay."
Who wants this? He doesn't want to speak to me, and I don't want to speak to him. With respect, she'll say to the disembodied voice inside the opalescent horn.
Kojak
invisible wall between here and there.
will hold out his hand after approaching Duvanith.
She will go ahead and pass it off, and then begin without touching, analyzing the remains of this dwarf and the lantern.
So, for the 1/2 of a second that Koashak and Duvanith are both touching the horn, 3 voices explode in both of your heads. One is Papazotl, trying to communicate hurriedly to Moa about some gossip he had heard 200 years ago. Aijin trying to ask Moa what has been happening for the past 100 years, and Moa desperately trying to ignore Papazotl but answer Aijin's question. And it all happens in under half a second, and it echoes in both of your heads.
Oh, God.
Oh, man. It was like after 10 p.m. at court. Oh.
Oh, goodness. This is worse than the nights at Vedi Harem.
Koshak, your head is filled with 2 voices as Aijin and Moa engage in an incredibly fast-paced conversation that you're just able to keep up with. Aijin has questions about a lot. It seems like nobody had been able to even grab him to talk with him the entire 100 years of solitude. Who else besides Duvanith is looking at the body? If anybody?
Sol would go help her look
Okay.
if no one else does.
What you find, Duvanith and Solidago, is you find a peridot gemstone, a diamond about the size of a baby's fist, and 2 crystal keys.
We need those keys. And also, that diamond is gigantic. Holy shit.
Yeah, and maybe Jet, would you need this particular gemstone? She'll hold up not the diamond for any spell components or anything like that.
I don't think I need a spell with for a component like that now.
She'll pocket it regardless.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, it's worth something.
What about the lantern?
Oh, yep. Thank you for reminding me. The lantern. It's a simple wooden frame lantern with a sort of gauzy purple fabric set around it with familiar elvish imagery on it.
That looks familiar. I feel like I've seen that before when they were in town.
Well, familiar to Duvanith.
No, like the lantern.
Oh, like it was on this particular dwarf's belt or something from back in the day.
That and also your Elvish, who was a Neverwinter. Like,
well, yeah. I mean, it obviously looks like the lantern that my father used to write legal papers late into the night. But do you think he found this here or brought it with him? And she'll go ahead and sort of pick it up and make sure that it's just a standard lantern. And
I believe I remember them having it at the wedding because I said it was quite nice looking.
Well, somebody should take it. Maybe somebody, Jet or you, Soul. Somebody who. Well, no, you guys have to. And she'll just place it down for now.
Okay, give me 1 second. Let me mute myself. Talk amongst yourselves.
Koshak will look over at Duvanith, placing Moa back like across the sling on his back and putting the horn next to it. Thank you for trusting me.
Well, and she'll just go, no problem, but I didn't have much of a choice. I was afraid that stepping back would have also set off the trap. Like if I had stepped forward onto the vulture and then stepped back into the hallway, and it would have just gone off. So I didn't really have much of a choice.
Oh, you did have a choice, Duvanith. It was your how you say preference for life and caution that made your decision for you.
She'll just sort of nod her head. I suppose you could say that. Just happy it didn't turn out like the way we saw it on the first vulture.
Oh, you and me both.
And sorry about bringing up the vulture snake Rosny thing. I was having a panic attack.
I didn't mean what I said. I was anxious. It's fine. I mean, we all know my history with Rasnasi at this point. It's not a secret.
Yeah, I just wanted to make it clear I wasn't inferring anything.
I understand.
Okay, so wait a minute. That means that we have 6 crystal keys now, right?
Yes.
We have
And
2, then we had the 3,
I will-
and then we got another one, so 6, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. I have to use the bathroom.
And we're looking for, was it 8 or 10?
10, I believe. I think. I'm pretty sure it was 10.
I know Withers told me. So.
Yes,
Oh.
sister.
Yeah, I have it down as 10. So we could probably fairly assume that the other 4 are behind that door, being defended by those 2 tomb guardians. However, when the funeral barge, when it opened, I did hear something change on the other side of the dungeon.
Maybe the trick for the tomb guardians is that you have to solve the rest of the dungeon first. Maybe.
I mean, maybe we could always go back and look. There's no other entrances or exits in this chamber, so we actually.
Well, there was the chimney thing that the dwarf came through.
I thought he came through this way.
I could have sworn that. Didn't he come down through the chimney? Or am I going insane? Did I just?
No, I think he came through this side entrance because he took 2 steps and then the trap went off.
Okay.
which I have like very distinctly in my notes that like he came in through a door on the side and took 2 steps and then got dissolved.
Okay, tight. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
No, because the chimney in the ceiling, I was like, oh, we'll just solve this puzzle by doing a Mission Impossible thing. That'd be dope.
I've returned and I have allergy medicine.
Good for you. I'm glad.
But for your situational awareness, Muti, Duvanith just mentioned the fact that when the tomb opened, something changed on the other side of the dungeon. And she heard that happen.
I think we all did, unless it was specified that just Duvanith heard.
Yeah, I think we all heard it.
Yeah. Either way, I'm bringing it up because I'm wondering if it's part of the solution to that chain trap.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I was like, does it affect the chain trap?
Yeah. So I'm hoping it does. Like the platforms that the Tomb Guardians are on lowered or something like that, so now they can't crawl out and attack us.
Or maybe they lifted. They're crushed now.
Both would be dope. I am okay with either option.
Several good options available to us.
Yeah. And then we have 6 keys out of 10, so we need 4 more to get off this level. Was the other thing we talked about.
Yes.
Trying to...
Well, that was very stressful, especially that time where it was like, "Oh, you step on the staff," and I'm like, "There's only one staff. This is fine." There was definitely.
And then you were like, "Wait, Duvanith would be like, hold on."
Yeah, I enjoyed myself far too much, especially. I'm gonna be patting myself on the back for the dice joke for like the rest of my life, I think, because that was really mean.
That was very good.
Yeah, it was.
But were we waiting on something in particular?
We're waiting on Fish.
Waiting on Fish, yeah.
Okay.
What are we waiting on me for?
You said you were gonna mute yourself and go do something.
Oh, yeah. I did it.
Oh.
Okay, fine.
Do we want to backtrack to the chain trap?
Yep, I guess. I don't know.
Because that's the only area we have left to deal with.
It's the only thing I can figure. Woo! Let's go.
Come on, Bombanos.
Jet, you good?
Yeah, no, I was fixing. It was Mark fixing something.
Oh right. Do you want to take turns with the?
All right. As you all approach the water curtain, an image rolls in and appears, and what you see are Mercenari, Tyrion, and Alba standing pretty close together in front of Azek, who is tipping over the jug and spilling it across a chute that is fanning out the water. And the 3 of them are in various states of shock or even bereavement, save for Mercenari, who has a blank, almost bored expression. You can hear their silent, kind of stifled reactions, and suddenly Tyrion grabs Mercenari's arm and looks at her face, studying her reaction as Alba rests tentatively a hand on her shoulder, and she kind of looks at them, and you can hear her voice kind of echoing around, and she says, "Can you guys stop doing that every time she gets hurt? That was a dumbass move. Come on, we all saw that. You don't fight underwater with a dagger. You fight underwater with a trident. Come on, it was easy." And she'll jerk their hands away from her, and she'll kind of throw her arms into the air and walk off.
So we'll sort of like give a wave. And he'll like look around for like where like the camera would be in the office, and we'll say like, in case you happen to look at this later, and we'll like wave.
Duvanith will just mumble under her breath, "You can absolutely fight underwater with a fucking dagger."
Speaking of, do we want to grab the trident?
I have it right here. He holds up the trident that he kept with him.
Shall we all take a bit and shimmy past?
Sounds good.
Is there another trident, or is it still the same? There isn't another trident.
There is not another trident.
Cool.
They're on like the other side.
Let's go.
Shimmy.
Duvanith, Jet, and I all held it at once last time we went through.
Yes. And now I'm also holding on to it.
Can you guys move your tokens through?
Yeah, hold on. I'm writing notes.
Okay.
notes.
Nobody move.
Hello.
Nobody move. Solidago, keep your mouth shut. Not everybody's there yet. Kawashak and Jet, I need you guys to move your tokens. Standing in front of you is Dragonbait and Mr. Withers, illuminated by the sword hanging off of Dragonbait's hips. The tip of the sword sort of grazing through the water, swallowing up to Dragonbait's knees as he's a very short man. Mr. Withers, his robes are definitely sogging wet, and it looks like he's trekked through it several times as the rain splatters upwards towards his hips. He has something clutched in his left hand, and he has his mask and face tilted towards the sky. And he says, I'm here to receive your answers upon the question I posed at the beginning of this. And if you satisfy my curiosity, and he will crunch the item in his hand, and it's the crinkling of paper, something to help you.
What makes you so
Please.
curious about our answers to this, Withers?
I feel like you might be one of the few groups that would entertain me and answer honestly. And it's a question. It exposes a lot more about how individuals think and what they value.
So this is the real reflection part of the Dungeon of Reflection.
Yes.
Always sticking to the script, Withers.
I will call on you last, Duvanith. I feel like I will be most surprised or not surprised. Silvadago.
Yes, sir.
I've never been addressed by Sir before. Thank you, Mr. Solidago.
Oh, my apologies, and sorry.
Why are you apologizing?
Oh, never mind, it's fine. But after considering the story of Chigakure and Majunari, I've come to the conclusion that Chigakure probably started to love Majunari from the time they spent together in court after he won the favor of the king by helping his mastodon, or training his mastodon. But also all the actions he did, like fighting his way out of the hells and killing the king, like those weren't strictly acts of love made solely for Majunari. Those were for himself as well.
Oh, of course, there's no doubt about it. The idea of a hero acting only in the interest of love is something for Sword Coast knights or whatever. It's all of our best heroes are selfish. Interesting. You believe in routine, the familiarity that comes with things. You find love to be what? Understanding?
Yes, I would say so.
Interesting. That reflects many good things about you. Koshak.
I personally think that Shigakari did not realize his affections for the princess until he was fighting his way out of the Nine Hells. It wasn't necessarily that he found. It wasn't necessarily that he was fighting for her in the first place. It's that he started fighting, and in a way, not only did he want to get out of Nine Hells to get out of the Nine Hells, but also found something that might keep him going until he made it.
Mr. Withers will tilt his head and sort of bow low and tilt his ear to dragon bait, and he can hear the perfume of dragon bait as he communicates with Mr. Withers. He'll rise to his feet and look towards the wall. Interesting. Purpose for you then, right? I'm gonna have to think on that. I mean, that's the most common answer, but it still changes depending on who says it, if that makes sense.
It does.
Jet. Jet Van Deer. I want to hear your answer.
I believe he fell in love after he gained favor and was able to talk to Marjanari in the court alone with her. Just before he was seen by the king.
Who'll almost jerk his head to look at the group before he manages to just catch himself, and he'll divert his attention to looking at everybody's feet, and he'll sweep his hand across the four of them, then stops one hand in front of Jet and stops one in front of Solidago. You two get along well or don't get along at all?
Depends
On?
the situation.
Oh, what kind of situations? What makes you disagree?
On what? Yeah, we'll look at Soul and trying to remember anything that's happened where they disagreed. I guess on the decisions that we decide.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I didn't realize I was muted.
You're okay. Go ahead.
Oh, jeez, I interrupted you. My bad.
No, I was literally waiting. It was just dead air, so I was just gonna say something. Go ahead, please.
Sorry. Honestly, of the party, I think Jet and I have talked together the least. We haven't had disagreements because we haven't really talked.
You've made it this far without coming to blows. I've been privy to some of the decisions you've all been forced to make. Perhaps even if you had talked, the disagreement wouldn't be there. You both have a lot in common. You you two should talk more. I think it would satisfy some part of yourselves.
Oh, wait. The Tyrion. I didn't like Tyrion, and you thought that I should.
Oh. Yeah, that was one thing.
But, yeah, that's the one disagreement I can think of. But I suppose you're right, Mr. Withers. I would like to get to know Jet better.
Very good. And I won't pry into business, but the mention of Tyrion delights me to think of possibilities.
What's that supposed to mean?
It raises an eyebrow.
I just want to know what could make you two disagree. It's the name of a boy, so I'm can only imagine.
He left him in the middle of a forest.
We don't talk about that now.
Yes.
Mm. I won't get involved.
That's probably good.
But if you asked for my take on it, I believe anybody is able to overcome anything, except of course. We'll kind of gesture around the tomb. Things like this puts other grievances in perspective. Well, he'll clap his hands together, the sound being muffled by the paper, and he'll turn to the air around Duvanath.
I think Chigakari decided that he loved Majwanare when their affair was discovered. He had to make a decision on how far he was willing to take things, and he decided that he loved her.
Interesting.
Interesting?
What do you think that says about you?
I don't know. You told everybody else what it meant about them. Why do I have to do my own?
Because it would put you off of your feet the most? If I had asked them, I'm sure they would have given me satisfactory answers.
She just sort of like put me off of my feet. Clearly, you were too busy coming up here to see, but never mind. I think it says that I've spent too much time around royals.
He'll seem satisfied with that, and he'll take a step forward, not towards anyone in particular, and hold out his fist.
Cole will go to hold out both hands, like ready to catch something.
He will turn and drop a very compressed ball of paper, and he'll swing his hand to his side and take a step back. Thank you again for indulging me. I think this all says good things about yourself. And Jet, Duvanath, when I'm able to think of what it means for you, I will let you know. People have indulged many of their theories with me, but I don't have a good answer for yours yet. If I think of it, if I remember it, I'll let you know.
Don't think too hard; you might hurt yourself.
I'm sure it won't. I have had plenty of time to think, and he'll kind of fold his arms behind his back and take his time with leaving.
Good night, Mr. Withers. We will kill you in the morning.
Koshak
there
is.
there were still hours in the day, Solidago. Hours in the day.
Oh no, I was quoting a very famous play called, I believe, the Princess Bride, I think.
Oh, I was a slave. I wasn't allowed to see plays until turn the corner.
It's never. I'll bring you the playbook someday.
It's a god awful play.
I liked it. It's very sweet.
It does sound
But-
very Neverwinter.
It's very Neverwinter, but it's also a complete fallacy.
It's fun. Doesn't have to be right.
Koshak is very, very, very carefully unfurling the compressed paper.
All right. It's a little bit damp, and the writing is smudged just a little bit. It seems like he might have dropped it a few times in the water and hastily tried to get it to dry. And what you see is a full name, a name and a last name. And let me get you that name and last name as I dig through the book for the name and last name. How is everybody doing?
Good. Do you
Good,
want to
good.
just go ahead, quick take a break since it's like 11?
Yeah, sounds
Yeah.
good.
Dope. I had to go to the bathroom anyways.
Yeah, I figured that was the case.
Right back.
everyone. Thank you and welcome back to this Lifetime television made for TV. I bungled that coming of age movie. I have just died of cancer that was diagnosed to me in Act 2 when I started coughing up blood.
Oh no.
Of course.
It's
hate to
very
see that.
emotional. We are now watching a montage as my friends Marcus, John, Appletini, and Sam go about their lives as my death somehow makes it all better for them and this movie's theme greatly backfires. When last we left off, the party had just gone through an incredibly invasive discussion board with Mr. Withers, who left them with a scrap of paper compressed into a ball. Koshak unraveled it, revealing Kamara Blackfire. Of note, near where Dragonbait is standing, Duvaneth is able to see a divot in the wall where my cursor is that appears to be a tiny tunnel leading in even further. And framed on both sides of this crawlway are an image of images of hummingbirds.
You guys seen this? Did we see that when we came in? Is this new?
It is new.
Well, I mean,
Oh,
Mr.
look-
Withers did look at the wall wistfully for like 5 seconds, so.
We also did hear that ka-chunk earlier.
That's true. I don't know if this was it. Is it something we can fit down, or is it more of a...
You guys could definitely crawl through it.
Should we bother, or should we go check if the chain trap has changed? We still need 4 keys. One could be here.
I mean, I'm not fitting down that tunnel. Well, I probably could, but I'm not going to.
Okay, that's fair up until a point where we've cleared everything else out. We need keys that might be down the hallway, or this crawl space. Sorry, not a hallway.
I think maybe 2 of us can go down this way. See what's going on there.
Do you think that's wise? I mean, we could definitely benefit from having someone watch our back as we crawl through.
I can do that. I am very happy staying out here. I don't do small spaces.
What does everybody else think? Should we backtrack to the chain trap? Which, like, or should we check this out?
Hold on. I need to remember how the layout works here. If we want to go back to the chain trap and see if anything's changed there, I don't think it would take a very long time. And this crawl space is also generally unexplored. So I think maybe the chain trap first, and then 2 of us can go through this small area.
That agreeable to everybody?
Sounds good to me. Jet?
No, I'm good. You guys can see better than I can, so I'm just following along for now.
All right. We will go check out the chain trap to see if anything has changed. Are we moving our tokens for this fish?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh gosh, too far.
Foundry loves running like a piece of poop.
This is partly because I love seeing your tokens move. It's
It is very fun. Like you say that, but I am highly enjoying this.
nothing has changed.
Got it.
Well,
So, down the crawl space?
I guess so. Back the way we came. Well, you can leave me behind.
Me and Jason are in a race right now.
You say that I still haven't moved my fucking token from T-space because Marjorie's slow as shit.
Sorry.
So it's like that scene where everyone has like run to one side and Koshok's like doing the awkward white man jog to keep up, and then he's like halfway
Hey.
there, and everyone is turned
Listen.
around and is running the other direction.
Fish and I are not the white men in this group, but we are whites.
No, I jog like a
Jo-
white man. I claim that.
Joke's on you, I
Okay.
can't jog.
Jazz, I love you, please.
Alright,
Don't knock into my mic, please.
who's gonna head down this tunnel?
Can this fit? Like, can Jet actually fit through this?
I'll be right back.
Yeah. Jet and Jet can fit with ease, and so can Duvana. Mechanically, everybody can fit, but for the sake of flavor, Jet and Duvanoth would have the easiest time.
Since you kind of took a chance on the other room, I can.
All right. Well, I know you have trouble seeing, so I can follow right behind you, and then we'll split up our spellcasters and our martial fighters, and she'll point at Soul and Dragonbait, and
Hold this little rock on motion with his hands.
He waves.
and they can guard the entrance so we don't get snuck up on, and I can cover behind you with daggers. Or she looks at the crawl space and says, "Probably not arrows, so daggers."
Yeah, that sounds good to me. If everybody else is good with it.
Sounds good to me. Be safe.
Koshok, for the first time in a long ass while, is going to cough and say, I could also turn into a small animal and go through the corridor.
You can do that?
I very rarely use it. The last time I used it is admittedly with the princess when we were trying to get her out, but it is very much something I can do.
I completely forgot you could do that.
I say wait for now. This is like it. Say wait until something important comes.
I mean, I do want to see
So he could turn into
Koshok turn
a
into a
cat.
small animal.
Yes, so.
But
I
He
can-
turn into other things.
I can turn into almost anything. I recently learned how to turn into a bird.
My brother Tsunami turn into little animals that scare the shit out of me and my mom all the time. So it's I can kind of see something Cole can.
Brother sounds like an asshole.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, buddy.
All right.
Well,
Am I going with Jet, Cole, or do you want to go with Jet?
if
I would not mind going with shit. I would probably turn into something. Kind of scout ahead.
Would you still be able to see?
Yeah. If I turn into an animal that can see in the dark, I could still see.
Like I said, don't waste it. If something comes up, then turn. For now, I'd rather keep our resources. We hopefully find a place where we can rest. I know I'm low on my resources.
Jet, to be fair to you, that is understandable. To be fair to myself, I absolutely hate using this thing.
And let's.
Fair enough. Do you want to go first, or should I?
I can. You also help to do. Jet will cast light on his symbol, so it's bright up again, and start squeezing way through this corridor.
All right. And Koshaka's going with you?
Yep.
All right. You two squeeze along the corridor, watching
Jesus.
as Jet and Koshak disappear quickly from view. Jet and Koshak, you find yourself in a tight square of a space. Are both of you?
Cole is slowly.
I'm in there.
Cole's on the corner.
Okay. Just don't move yourself. I move
can't
you.
make it around the corner.
There you go. You find yourselves in a obnoxiously very tight room. It's pretty tall, and every inch is covered with names in plain, common language. The names, of course, are unfamiliar, but they are in the writings that you're familiar with. Sometimes there aren't any names, there are handprints varying in sizes and shapes. Some of them have missing thumbs, and some are tinier than any hand you've ever seen. Occasionally, people have put in the prints of pets they must have loved and written the names inside the pads. And looking up at the ceiling, it's simply a 4-starred constellation, along with patterned, very specific names sparingly written.
Just gonna look over everything. No, we did have one more part of the wall, right? As Jet's like looking up and down.
We did, didn't we?
Wall of history. The wall of history. Does Jet see Alita's name anywhere?
He does not.
I think it's places like these have a tragic beauty to them.
Jet, however, with your background in anthropology and taking a look at these names, they all appear to be Omuan names.
Okay.
A place like these hidden away. So many names.
One of them from the Sword Coast, though.
I don't know if that makes it better or worse.
I guess we'll have to keep going and find out. Shall we?
Of course. How about I go first this time?
You wish?
Shak is going to go ahead.
Okay. Do not move your token. I will move it for you.
Yep, I am not moving at all.
Okay. Koshak, you move through the crawl space, and Jet is right behind you, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
Alright.
You stand on a balcony.
Shit.
And you can just kind of barely see it across view. There's another balcony directly across a great, vast pit. And there's a single torch right above you. And where you are, there is a very roughly crafted 15-foot tall statue of a hulking fiend of some kind with furled wings and clenched fists.
That's not scary at all.
It's only vaguely intimidating. Is it just a large hallway?
You can kind of see floating wooden discs, but it just appears. It doesn't look. It looks like an abyss with wooden discs.
I for
And
one,
it's just a giant fiend statue.
Yep.
I for one don't think I can make these jumps. If they're floating discs, right? These little circle things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think I can make those jumps, even when I'm not tired.
I could try and fly across, but I feel like there might be something waiting.
Can levitate as well.
Cole and Jet just float across the abyss.
We don't set a trap because the traps need feet, and we just float.
I just Koshak changes into like a hawk or something and just like flies across, dragging Jet as he levitates, and we're just there.
Well, can you see anything with your better sight? I can barely see the first disc.
Cole is going to step forward to the edge of the balcony and look out. He can't see very much, can he? Even with the torch. He does have dark vision, but I'm not sure what else he'd be able to see.
Uh,
Other than the floating discs in the abyss.
Yep, that's about all you can see.
Is the fiend statue holding anything?
Its fists are clenched.
No, it's about the same as it is for you, just floating discs over the abyss. This statue.
Do we want to try floating across, or do we want to try to see if Duvoneth can make the jumps?
I feel like Duvanith might make them, but considering how tired we all are, I don't know if it's worth it. Also, can they even see the balcony on the other side or no? Or is it just like they see a light on the other side?
You see a very dim light.
Okay, so we can't even
Also-
see there's anything else over there. Okay.
We just see like the very dim torch. Also, if there's a torch over there, do you think there might be an entrance there, or if it's just a wall we have to get to?
I have no idea. I know my floating can last 10 minutes. So
We can try to make it.
we could. Just try not to touch anything.
Alright. Let's find out.
Let's find out the hard way. Jet will prepare. So that way, once Cole's ready, we do it. Jet will prepare and prepare his levitation spell.
Cole is gonna turn into a bird.
Okay.
Please let me click wild shape, my fair homie.
That might help.
Ah, man, wild shape. I never use you.
You have, first of all, take, I'm not gonna give you an inspiration, but just, I'm fist bumping you. Thank you for using wild shape. That's very nice.
Gotta live in wild shape just becomes a taxi service. Alright, once Cole goes bird, Jet will cast levitate and offer his hand to the bird as he just suspends, essentially.
Cole will take Jet's hand gently in his claws and start flapping.
Okay.
This is gonna either go so well or we are so fucked. It's
Okay. As the two of you take flight, moving across the space, what are you all looking at?
Jet's gonna take in the Jet's gonna see if there's anything written on the discs as we go by, and also take a look at the fiend for any glyphs, like see if there's any magic glyphs on it, like at a quick glance.
And
Okay.
Kojak, when he's not eyes on the prize, is going to look at the walls.
All right. The walls and discs appear empty, and you two should be able to keep moving across.
Oh my god, we're gonna fucking die. Straight up, we're dying.
And we cut to Duvanith and Solidago. Dragonbait is sort of kicking the
stop right there
water
for now.
around,
Okay.
and he will kind of fold his arms, and then he will put his hands on his hips, puff out his chest, and hold up a finger.
Which finger?
Which finger? Yeah.
It's his pointer finger.
What is he pointing at?
He's pointing at the ceiling.
Soul looks up at the ceiling.
There's nothing on the ceiling.
Is gullible perchance written on the ceiling?
You are not in the scene. Mind your business. Dragonbait will shake his head furiously and emphatically hold up a finger again.
Oh, what's up?
He shakes his head again.
Okay.
One word.
Oh my god.
He holds up his thumbs and gives just a big, just two thumbs.
So one word. Like how he both.
You say that, and then he instantly deflates and makes a shrugging motion.
I don't know. I've just been watching the waterfall. Devon, you know what he's saying? You have good insight.
She'll say, "Are you thinking we should go back up?"
He'll shake his head.
Like no, or shake his head yes.
Shake his head no.
Nodding is yes.
I mean,
he will then kind of stiffen up, getting an idea, and he'll point at the waterfall, which has been displaying various amounts of images of loved ones sort of going about their work. Alba and Marginari have not been getting along, but have been convening for tea at 15 minutes after an hour to decompress. And what they do is they yell at each other. Not at each other, but like they're yelling near each other.
Oh, they're getting along so well. Look at that.
They expressly are not. That is the closest they can interact with each other.
Yeah.
Um,
Soul knows he still says that.
He's like, oh, they're getting along.
Dragonbait, what was your idea?
Do you have any parchment on you, Devoneth?
Not any that's dry.
Do. Okay. So you're pointing at something. Or are you pointing at something, or are you saying
He will
something?
mime chucking something and then point at the waterfall.
Throw something at the waterfall. Well, last time we interacted with it without doing it correctly, we got smashed against a wall a couple times. Do you think we could change the channel?
He he will snap his finger at that and nod vigorously at you, Solidago, as we turn our attention back to Jet and Koashak, who have landed at the other balcony. What they see is this balcony has another torch and a lever embedded into the wall, and a steep set of stairs that levels to where a door is, a door without a doorknob.
Do they see the little hallway?
No. That's also filled with cement. Ignore that.
Okay. Poggers.
Cement got it. Can't see it. Blind. Awesome. A duel, and it's just us two. I'm so excited that we're gonna die. Any ideas?
I think Yudi died.
UT dead? Shit, Cole, you weren't supposed to jump.
No, Koashak!
Cole touches the ground and hole, and then we're done.
We join back with Solidago and Duvaneth.
So, do you think the type of weapon we throw through will give us a different image?
I mean, it's worth a shot. I mean, worst comes to worst, we die horribly by drowning to death. But if you can get a good...
Hello, my internet just straight up does not exist right now.
Nice, congrats. So that's
Okay,
nice.
so what? Yeah. Even my dad was just like, yep, I have no idea what the fuck happened.
Probably a system update by the company.
Probably.
It happens.
We went back to Dove and Soul and Dragonbait, but if Fish would like to go back to Jet and Koashak.
No, we can give Koashak a few minutes to adjust.
Okay. I mean, it's worth a shot. You tried going through with your dagger first, right? And that's how we got all this?
I grabbed a blowgun off the wall. I just think Majwanari wasn't necessarily perceptive enough to see that maybe that was what I was holding.
I mean, potentially. Gosh, my thing broke. But true, and we did actually see Kowali first. Not Majunari and all them. But so we'll take out like a copper or something that he has in his pocket, and we'll walk over so he's not in the water anymore, and like beckon for people to follow him.
All right.
And we'll also make sure that Dragonbait follows him as well.
He will follow.
Let's see, thank you. You probably won't get out of the water, Dragonbait.
He moves.
Thank you. And you will hand the copper to Dupont and swap places with her because she's the ranged person.
Okay, well, she will use her bonus action to aim, and then will toss the copper through the waterfall to the best of her ability.
All right. Make me a
Oh, my bad.
ranged attack thing.
Would that be with advantage for the aim?
Yeah, if you're using aim correctly, which
Yes.
I assume you are.
Yes.
Inside that waterfall, motherfucker.
Okay. And that's not fully correct. That should be 13.
All right. With a 13, yeah, the copper goes sailing through the curtain of water, and the image changes from a sort of visage of Alba reclining on a couch with a bowl of snack of some kind, and Dragonbait quickly pushes past Solidago and Devaneth, and kind of scurries in to get a good view at the waterfall. And I need someone to roll me a d20.
Would you like to?
Yeah, sure, I got it. 4.
Awesome. So the image comes in, and this time it's still not moving like the other visions or memories had been. And what you see is a rather muscular woman with light skin, and she has bright, furious red curly hair. And she's reclining on a hammock or canopy thing of some kind on a beach somewhere in another place. And she seems relaxed and very composed, dead asleep. And there's a distinct tattoo on her bicep facing the viewers that seems reminiscent of Dragonbait in some kind of way. Dragonbait looks very at ease.
Oh. Do you know this woman, Dragonbait?
He'll give a thumbs up, not moving his eyes.
Still gives a little come on, putty face at Devaneth.
Devaneth's just going to like get behind Dragonbait and be like, I'm not trying to read too far into this. And then we'll like go back and like pat Dragonbait on the shoulder.
What does the lady look like?
She has fiery red hair and a tattoo
Is
of
it a-
Dragonbait on her arm.
When you pat Dragonbait, he doesn't look, but he pats her hand back, and he'll swivel his head and look at you, Devaneth, and then he'll kind of give a jolt and look between you and the picture, and thread his claws together and awkwardly look at the image.
It's okay, Dragonbait. It's okay.
Dragonbait's got a type.
That's not his wife.
Oh.
No, I said type. Type.
Yeah, that's not his wife.
Was this?
I didn't say it was his wife.
That's his sister, bro.
Perfect.
I didn't.
She's Nudie.
I only heard what the woman looked like. I did.
No, nobody knew that. It was just very funny and on brand for you to make that joke, which means I could come in and put everyone's anxiety at rest. Are you back at your laptop?
No, because my internet is checking in and out, so.
Okay. But I mean, you're here to talk, so we'll see what you guys do next, and then move on from here. Okay. Jet and Koshak, it's you guys.
Kojak asked before everything went down if they should pull the lever.
Are you able to speak? What form did you take?
Oh, that's right.
Hawk.
You're a bird.
I'm a
Yeah.
burb. He's just like perching on the balcony, looking at Jet, and then looking over at the lever.
Do you really want to do that?
He like does a bird shrug where he like flaps his wings a little bit and tilts his head.
I guess. Jet's still holding the levitation spell just in case. We'll like pull on the railing so he floats that way, and gets to the lever, and he pulls the lever. You're muted.
No, she muted.
Yeah, I'm reading.
Oh, I thought you were about to say I'm screaming. Oh my god! Hold on. It's probably
That could
good.
happen.
It's probably the same thing. Let's be honest here.
Jet, you are pulling the lever, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I
Confirming.
need everyone to roll me initiative. Let me.
Oh no.
Fuck.
Nanny.
Jet has an idea.
Yeah, I sure hope he does.
Let me open up. Does initiative count as a skill check?
Yeah.
Jason? Okay.
Yeah, it is a skill check,
It
I
is a
believe.
skill.
Okay, then I get to roll normally for once.
Oh, that's
And
right.
everybody else rolls disadvantage.
Oops. Sorry.
How do we roll twice with this thing?
You basically just
just-
roll a dex check and suffer.
Okay. Dex. Check. Disadvantage. Alright. Fuck that.
Okay. Hey, you guys are going on the same tour, and not that half the party knows. Okay.
I think my dex is higher, so I think I technically go first, but I'll just be milling about, so.
Just a little bit higher. Just a little bit.
Okie dokie. What did you? Okay, yeah, you got just a plain old 6. I can't believe. I'm not gonna scold you guys. I'm not gonna scold you guys. I'm gonna be a good person.
We thought it was
What were
Sorry,
you gonna
split
even
the
scold us
party.
about?
We thought it was to open the door.
How dare you guys split the party and roll initiative? We had no idea, man.
You moved across. I'm not gonna scold you. That's for
We're
the group
just
chat.
existing.
Just
We're just
existing.
trying to exist.
You guys got all the way to a shape change and pulling a lever. Several things went wrong here. Okay. You hear distantly, vaguely Koashak, not mechanical, but rockish uncoiling of some kind. It might be the statue moving. And as you kind of piece that together, you and Jet hear the tunnel begin to become part of some kind of swirling vortex of wind as the area just whips around with an intense velocity, like caught in the just outside of the eye of a tornado. You guys will not be able to communicate with each other verbally, as the second you speak, the words are instantly torn out of your mouth.
And also I'm a bird.
And also you're a bird. And I need you both to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Fuck.
As the
beans.
wind begins to sound like howling.
Natural 20.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Let me check shape change. Okay, yeah. You retain your wisdom saving throws. Okay. I get to do something I've never gotten to do before.
Kill us? Okay.
Well, Soul would argue otherwise that Fish has gotten to kill us.
Fish has this mod specifically to like delay killing us for as long as possible. So like,
Soul would beg
I'll
to
be right
differ.
back.
I've killed Sol and Duvanith now, but I've not killed Kojak and Jet. Obviously, that is about to change.
I would argue you've knocked Duvanith unconscious, not killed.
you've also almost
Yeah.
killed Kojak.
I'm sorry. Sorry for getting into semantics. Now I have to kill Duvanith. Thank you, Jason. Thank you. Koshak, I need you to roll me a D100.
Oh boy, we love that. 73.
Okay. Koshak, the howling has consumed your mind, and you are very tired of having to do things or be the one that decides. The pressure and stress of constantly having to be on call or on point is too much for you. And I need you to roll me a d10.
Fuck.
3.
Okay, Koshak, for the next 3 minutes, you will do whatever anyone tells you to do that isn't obviously self-destructive.
Oh no.
And you are experiencing a form of short-term madness. Jet, you are in your natural state of being. This is as close to the primal form of being a Genasi as you'll ever get. You're in your comfort zone. And as the wind picks up, something happens that you guys may or may not be able to see.
Fuck.
Give me 1 second.
Damn. Jesus Christ.
With that is our initiative order, with Koshak and Jet in various states of being locked inside of the Winds of Pandemonium, Dragonbait, Duvanith, and Solidago on separated by several feet, crawlways, and other beings. We will end tonight's session.
Oh my
and pick
fucking
up
god.
God.
next week here. Thank you guys for joining us today. Next week, my internet will be much better, and I will be very excited to see you all.
Great. Thank you, Bubbles, for the follow and the subscription tonight. Thank you for the inspirations from everybody, and we appreciate you all. I'll have a good night.
Good
Bye.
night.
Good night, everybody.